honestly, I don't have any idea on where to go with art. I've been stuck and focused on angles and shapes for so long right now, and I'm still trying to get to it. I wrote down what I learned instead of simply screenshotting it to try and get a better understanding. And as you can see here, I don't really get it, and I'm still really frustrated over it. And I'm trying to see what is important in it to try and understand it more, because it originally only had perpendicular underline, but then I underlined side and increases with what certain things do, because if the ellipsis moves to the side, then the angle increases. I didn't really do it with degree shift, but I did jot down some notes from it. I'm still trying to understand it, but I'm still completely lost, so maybe this isn't for me. I'm not really sure. But that's basically what I've had with this. And I might as well try and practice more today. Alright. You can kind of see the things from yesterday. So hopefully I can do a better job here today, because I'm going to just zone out probably and let everything else kind of just happen. I still don't really understand shapes well. And my circles kind of just keep getting worse. I'm not sure why my circles are getting worse, but that is the most discouraging thing, I guess, when it comes to these practices. Just seeing my circles and my boxes continue to get worse. Maybe it's the way I'm holding it or my mindset, I'm not sure. I'm trying to speak quietly so I don't disturb people, but sorry about this commentary. Alright, but yeah, I don't really get it. But I'm not going to do this too much. I think I focus too much on practicing, as much as practice is important, but who knows? Because I remember the 50% rule and drawing for fun, which I'm still not really the best at. But I'm going to try and do what I want to do. And it's really discouraging to see that I'm not really able to draw a simple fishbowl and different stages of a fish, or even the straight lines like that being curved. It's a bit of a journey, I guess. I'm not sure if this is going to really be helpful or not, or if I need to take a break, because drawing every day helps, but I'm not sure if this is the best approach with me thinking and falling back into the same problems before and showing a lot worse progress compared to previous days where there was at least a bit less of an upset, but yeah. Alright. Well, no point in mulling about that, really. So let's just draw a fishbowl. Because with the practice game, I've got quite a bit of ideas for it. And I ended up, I think, giving it an ending now. And its gameplay is not going to be like a 2D sort of thing compared to my dream game. Because I think I'm going to try and make it more 3D to try and differentiate it and not make it too samey of a practice. And so I can also try and practice making games that have more 3D control compared to what's it called? A 2D setting. There you go. Because I find objects to be really interesting. They're deceptively hard to draw because you always have to get their static body correct, and it's always really weird to do. Like this, I tried to make this fish bowl to lie down, but it doesn't really look like that. So I'm not really sure on it too much. And I want to really improve on the fish too, because I'm not sure, but I want to make it so that the fish grows throughout the course of the game. And going back to objects, once I got into object shows, I was really impressed by how much more different that they pretty much are, because they use assets, which I learned about how important they are. I used to always think that assets are pretty much awful. I still do think that that's the case a good chunk of the time, but object shows pretty much make do work with assets where they pretty much have a static image, like a fishing bowl, of course. Oops. And then they always save that image and paste it so they could use it again without really drawing it. Or at least that's how I really think about it. So they can at least animate certain things about them. Or I'm not really sure how to say it, but I'll put a link down in the description about one of the videos where I was impressed over their use of anatomy for it. Or at least, like, how deceptively hard objects can be, especially with one of the things like the short that I'm gonna share an image of, where it's a simple cube and then they just draw the cube in many different angles. It's such a good video when it comes to learning arts, in my opinion, and getting into it. I'm going to be trying to draw this deer though, and hopefully I can get it right. But it's a bit all over the place and too hard with its dynamic pose already. But I'm going to try it. At 10 minutes. Okay, so we're at 10 minutes. I don't want to make this too long. And I already spent like 10 minutes with all of this. So I think I'm flying by a lot of this insanely fast. I'm not really sure. So we have a circle. We have the shapes, which I'm not really still sure about. My throat is really gassy today. I don't know why. So I have to kind of pause so I could catch some air that's about to escape in a really embarrassing way. And with this, I already made it insanely static and flat. With this one, you can see that it's looking off to the side. I made this one stare down in front of you as if it's looking at a car. Oh well. Oh, I already messed up, so I might as well do some more. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure at all where to go with this. Maybe I should try and just draw the whole body first, which is still odd. I'm not sure. But it's really cool that there's different ways that people put out how they learn art in different ways, but what they learn. For me, I still have not really learned what makes me understand art, because I've just been confused all the time and I've never been happy about how sort of all over the place you can go with art and how you can learn it. It's really scary about how you just draw and you just don't really know, or you'll have to eventually see how things go. Because as you can see here again, my deer is flat. And I'll try and do a comparison at the end. But already I'm not really a fan of this. I think it's also just as bad as the last one. Maybe I improved. Maybe I can, when I look back at this, I'll see that I did get an understanding, but so far I just don't really see it. And I've been really tired trying to do multiple things as well as this. For being a really rough drawing, it's not the worst thing. I'm not really sure about that. Then we'll go back to the deer, which is probably still further back. I remember. I hope I remember. Yeah, I think if I gave it more time and less of a rush attempt, then maybe it would be better. I'm still not sure. I'll try and do more. I still don't really understand reindeer or deer in general, and I don't understand anatomy either. So my deer already looks really flat because I most likely just did not really use the fundamentals I learned and ended up drawing a deer from reference by just looking at it back and forth, and also drawing it like this roughly. But that's pretty much about it for what I've got. I'm still going to try and draw, but I'm still not really sure where to go with this. And I hope you have a good day or a night.